Hello students, today we're going to discuss about Coulomb's law in vector form. Now, what is vector? A vector is a quantity which gives us value as well as direction. So, to understand what is the importance of Coulomb's law in vector form, we have a simple diagram here. We have two charges Q1 and Q2. Both these charges are positive in nature. Now these two charges can be both negative, or one can be positive and other can be negative. For our calculation purpose, or to understand the vector form of Coulomb's law, we consider two positive point charges Q1 and Q2 separated by our distance r. Now the distance r should be taken exactly from the center of one charge up to the center of the another charge. As these two charges are like charges, they will repel each other. So if you can see here, charge Q2 will repel charge Q1 along this direction. So the force acting on charge Q1 is F12. So what is F12 vector? F12 vector is force acting on charge Q1 due to Q2. So force acting on charge Q1 because of Q2. Q2 is repelling charge Q1 along this direction. Now again we have this R1 cap, R12 cap. Now R12 cap. Now what is R12 cap? R12 cap is a unit vector. Now what is a unit vector? A unit vector is a vector which have a value always of 1. The value is always 1. The word unit means 1. And this unit vector always acts from where? From charge Q1 to Q2. Now next we have another force acting here, the force F21. Now what is force F21? Force F21 is the force acting on charge Q2, the repulsive force acting on charge Q2 because of charge Q1 along this direction. You can see here is repelling away from charge Q1. And R12 is a unit vector along Q1 towards Q2. We have another unit vector acting here, R21. Now R21 is what? R21 is unit vector acting from where? Acting from Q2 towards Q1. Now if we apply Coulomb's law here, if we apply Coulomb's law here, what we have? F12. That means we're talking about the interaction of charge, first of all, between Q1 and Q2. That means from Q1 towards Q2. So F12 is mod of Q1 mod of Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square r cap 21. R cap 21. Now what is mod of Q1 and Q2? When we talk about mod of any values, whether it's a charge or some other physical quantity, we just tend to take its value. Now some values can be positive, some values are negative, but when we take modulus of any value, we consider to take its positive value only. If a value is a negative, if you apply modulus to that, it quantity will become positive in nature. So here we have F12 equals to mod Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square R21 cap. Now, why do we took 2, 1? Because if you see here, the force is acting on charge. The force here is acting on charge Q1 because of Q2. So the direction of the force is from where? From Q2 towards Q1. So hence we will take this unit vector. Similarly, if we go to force acting on charge Q2 because of 1, so it will be Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square r cap 1 2. So why do we took r cap 1 2 here? Let's see again. F21 means force acting on charge Q2 because of Q1. So this force is being directed from Q1 towards Q2. Hence we take the unit vector as R12 cap. Now if you observe clearly here, R12 cap, the direction of R12 cap and direction of R21 cap are opposite to one another. They are pointing opposite to one another. Since they are pointing opposite to one another, plus they are exactly at equal distance, the values are equal. The values are equal, but in terms of direction, they are different. So if there are two similar quantities which have same value, but the directions are similar, we represent another quantity by a negative term. So if you represent negative sign, so the negative sign here indicates that both the unit vector has same value, but they are directed opposite to one another. Now what we'll do is that we replace the value of r cap 1 2 as minus r21 cap in equation 2. So if you put this value here in equation 2, what we have? We have F21 vector equals Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus r cap 21. Now if we consider, if we just forget for timing, if we just forget the negative part, this entire quantity Q1 Q2 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught square R21 cap is what? Is F12. If you see carefully, yes, it is what? F12. So we replace this entire term by F12. So what we get? We get F21 vector equals to minus of F12. So what does it imply? It implies that both the forces are equal to one another but opposite in direction. Now why? Because here we have taken two charges of exactly same value, let's say. So they will repel each other in opposite direction. Fine. So since they are repelling one another in opposite direction with exactly same force, so one will be negative to other. Now your Coulomb's law in vector form obeys one of the most important law of nature, which is given by Newton's as Newton's third law of motion. And we know that Newton's third law of motion says that for every action there is equal and opposite reaction. So hence here, if one charge repels another, similarly the other charge also will repel the previous charge. Thank you.